54% of CEOs say that adopting AI is tearing their company apart. Think about that for a second. Not creating challenges, not requiring adjustment, tearing apart. If you're new here, my name is Arti and I run AI diagnostics for mid-market companies. I'm inside these organizations for 4 weeks at a time. And that stat doesn't surprise me at all, because I've seen what tearing apart actually looks like from the inside. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why AI is splitting leadership teams, why your team's silence is not an agreement, and the one thing that puts everybody back on the same page. See, it doesn't look like a fight. Nobody's yelling in a conference room. It actually looks like is your CTO moving fast and your COO pumping the brakes, and neither of them telling you they disagree with each other. It looks like your head of IT has bought a tool and your operations team is quietly refusing to use it. It looks like one director who went to a conference and came back as an unofficial AI person, and everybody else resenting them for it. It looks like 3 different departments with 3 different AI tools that don't talk to each other, solving 3 different problems that nobody ranked in order of importance. And it looks like you, the CEO, sitting in a room where everyone shakes their head when you say AI is a priority. And nobody really understands what to do when the meeting ends. See, that's not resistance. That's a team that doesn't have a shared picture of what to do or where to even start. So everyone defaults to their own version, and those versions are pulling the company in different directions. Here is what the research actually shows. CEOs' confidence in AI sits at 62%. But by the time you get to the people doing the actual work, it drops down to 48%. That's a 14-point gap, by the way, between the person who's making the decision and the people expected to execute it. See, 60% of CEOs have intentionally slowed down implementation because they're afraid of making a visible mistake that looks bad. So they're spending more and moving slower at the same time. And 54% of COOs are worried about compliance and regulatory risk, while only 20% of CTOs share that concern. See, the person deploying the technology and the person running the operation aren't even worried about the same thing. Isn't that weird? That's why it feels like the company is tearing apart. Because it is. Not over whether AI matters. Everyone agrees that AI absolutely matters. But they actually disagree over what to do about it. And nobody has given the room a shared set of facts to make that decision from. So, what happens? Instead of one strategy, you get 5 opinions. And 5 opinions without evidence just creates more meetings, more pilots, more tools, and guess what? More frustration. See, the companies where AI isn't tearing things apart all did the same thing before they made any technology decision. They put the real picture on the table. Not the CTO's version, not the COO's version, not the version from a vendor demo someone saw at the conference, but the actual map of how the company operates, which processes cost the most, where the manual work lives, where the handoffs break, where one person leaving the company tomorrow would collapse an entire workflow. Think about it this way. When the whole leadership team is looking at the same map with the same numbers, the arguments are going to stop because you're not debating opinions anymore. You're looking at pure math. See, the CTO sees where technology actually fits, but the COO sees where the risk is actually low. The CFO sees the dollar figure and understands why it's even worth fixing in the first place. And the CEO, for the first time, isn't mediating between competing agendas. They're pointing at a map and saying, we start here. And that's what stops the tearing. Not better AI tools, not more training for the staff, not another strategy workshop, a shared evidence. Earlier this year, I ran a diagnostic for a 70 million organization. Their leadership team was exactly in this place. Everyone agreed AI mattered, but nobody agreed on what to do first. 4 weeks later, they were looking at the same map. $500,000 in operational drag across 5 workflows nobody had measured till now. The priority was obvious and the arguments were over, not because everybody won, but because the numbers made the decision for them. That's what shared evidence does. It takes a team that's tearing apart and gives them something to build around. If this is what's happening inside your company right now, first link in the description is where you book a conversation about it. But here's what I want you to take away from this. 50% of C-suite executives say AI is tearing their company apart. But the ones who figured it out didn't get a better CTO or a bigger budget. They just got a shared picture. That's the whole game. A map, real numbers, a leadership team looking at the same time instead of arguing from different rooms. That takes 4 weeks to build, and it changes everything that comes after. If you want to know where your company stands right now, the Shift score is the fastest way to find that out. 5 minutes, no fluff, just tells you exactly which process is costing you the most. Link is below. If what you find in the Shift score surprises you, the second link is where you book a call and we figure out what to do about it together.